Don't forget the rest now, people. There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV. Overkill is who we just listened to. It was recommended on the Patreon by Nicky P. Thank you very much, my man. 10 songs. If I was to have an estimate, I would argue it would be 45 minutes long. Around. 3 songs over 6 minutes. The rest verging from... yeah, who cares? Who cares? It was a good record. Supposedly the 16th, if not the 17th album by Overkill, depending on who you asked. I don't know where it stood, but Wikipedia said 16th. Fantastic production. The sound engineering on the record is good. There's definitely no skimping on the production value of this band. The investment is still there. They must still make a couple of quid for the label, because, geez, I mean, 16 albums in, it could go either way. But the sound quality is really good. The guitars were tight as nails. The drum production was fantastic. The vocal was prominent, fully frontal. The bass guitar just ran its frequency, had fantastic just audacity, and it was good. This band, or at least this record, incorporates a great use of the punk side of metal, whilst the engineering side and, the technical capabilities of the band sort of showcase the metal musicianship and craft, which is why the fan base are here, right? It's a metal band. It's metal for metalheads. But the drummer and the particular, catalogue of beats that drummer pulls from, it can come across as very punk rock orientated at time. It had a D beat here and there, which was fantastic, and that suits somebody like me. So already we're off to a winner. Well produced, good craft, good musicianship, erring on the punk side of thrash, arguably crossover-esque a lot of the time, whilst still being, tight, composed, and technically capable. The riffs were really good. The riffs weren't... The guitarist or whoever was composing the riffs wasn't showing off. Did what they needed to do. Naturally came across as somebody who just had a palette to, a palette to create these riffs from, like the taste I have myself. So it correlated with me, because I thought, bloody hell, this guitarist is writing music that I want to hear. And sometimes with these metal bands, it might not be the case. Sometimes there might be a little oldie worldy and a little bit more so taken from, a more 70s style of heavy metal or something along the lines, or maybe just like influenced more so in a traditional death metal style where it's not necessarily punk infused, more just noise for noise sake and a toe tapper as opposed to like a dance floor filler. But Overkill really, really did a great job on this record. Lyrically speaking, catchy. Melodically speaking, catchy as far as the vocals are concerned. I think most of the sing-along was actually in the guitar riffs. I think the guitar riffs were incredibly infectious at times. And I enjoyed that a lot. Weakest track, 21st Century Man. Strongest track, I don't know, because they all had an incredible standard. And even when I said 21st Century Man being the worst, it's not that I'm saying it purely because it was the worst. I was just looking at the song list, needed something to say, and that was what came to mind. That was the one that just, it just sort of washed over me, as opposed to the rest where it was like, yeah, I like that idea. As a guitarist, a lot of these riffs just come across as sounding so fun to play, and a lot of that comes down to the relative simplicity, because no doubt this band can play a lot more technically, but they don't need to, and that's the beautiful thing. That is good songwriting, when you can compose yourself and focus a little more so on the structure and how the message is portrayed, as opposed to just like showing off what you can do with your fingers. That cuts a lot of the market out, because it becomes less audibly pleasing. Overkill did a great job on this record. 7.5 out of 10 from me. 7.5. I can't give it an 8 because an 8 would be me saying I'm going to come back to this record probably and really like drill it for a minute. That's where bands in the 8 and onwards sort of go. That's like good replay value. This does have replay value, but to me, I have such a limited amount of time to listen to music. It has to be absolutely mind-blowing and absolutely just hit me where I need to be hit, and that's like incredibly uncommon now. So I'll give it a 7.5, which is respectful and respectable in the realms of King of the Pit TV. And let's do another video. We're going to have a look at the Wikipedia page and see if there's any cool history surrounding this record. I'll see you there.